Hi, now we are gonna study the last part of our physiological principles, which is excretory system. So here we want to study the role of excretory systems in eliminating waste and toxins and maintaining body balances. Uh, Mostly we will be focusing on the function of liver and especially kidneys. The concept of biotransformation and the role of liver in accomplishing the removal of compounds by both direct excretion through the biliary system and biotransformation will be studied. We know that liver does detoxification, so we have a drug or maybe toxic material to be ingested. Most of them are supposed to be taken care of by the liver. So let's think about the removal of molecules from our body. Fraction of ingested chemicals are either not usable or not needed by the body, and they must be eliminated. For example, metabolic processes generate waste products that could be bad for us, toxic if they accumulate in the body tissues. So one example is urea. Urea is a waste after we process a protein, and the accumulation of urea will be in the blood plasma. If it's high, then that can be bad for us. Most organs and tissues do not have individual protective mechanisms like that of the brain, blood-brain barrier. So you probably have heard that blood-brain barrier, which was discovered somehow. Let's say you inject a dye into the bloodstream of an animal, and then later on, when you take out the animal body, you realize majority of the body is let's say blue with a blue dye, but except the place which composes the brain and spinal cord. And this is kind of discovery of, oh, somehow there is a mechanism to protect our brain and spinal cord from external chemicals, which could be potentially harmful. So that's the blood-brain barrier, which has are protecting our very important central nervous system. But the others do not have these individual protective mechanisms. So they rely on specialized organs for molecular exchange and excretion to maintain overall homeostasis in the body. So let's look at the diagram, simplified diagram as the engineering point of view of our system. So for elimination of molecules, let's see in our body, we can define the system as this gray or this blue waves. And let's look at through here elimination. So oxygen, this is a respiratory system we discussed first time. So oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. And also this is from mouth to anus, so-called gastrointestinal or digestive system. So we eat food to take nutrients, salt and water by drinking, and then we excrete unabsorbed matter and waste as a feces. And the other is through this circulatory system, some of them, so we're going to discuss it about today. So through the renal system, we excrete organic waste, salt and water via urine output. So let's see first feces, or the other words, we call it excrement. Some compounds in foods are never absorbed into the body and excreted. And others are excreted through the biliary system into the intestine. So here you can see from the liver and biliary system and bile product, and that gets through into the intestinal system and that gets out of the body. And like here, something which is eliminated by exhalation from the lung, which is small, volatile, and can permeate through the membrane very rapidly. Do you know what that is? That's CO2, carbon dioxide.